Well, hello, Flyer friends, and welcome back to another edition of Austin's American Flyer, where we're working towards doing more with this inheritance series. And what a privilege it is to receive something like this train set has been, and begin to explore, figure out what's connected, figure out what was added, figure out dates. And one of the pinnacles is getting things back on the rails. And today is the first of two videos where I'm going to kind of delve down into the actual engine, the shape it's in, and what needs to be done to get it back into operation. So here beside me is a 322. This is one of the first engines that I refurbished, and it's in some of my earliest videos. And here, the one that we're going to be working on in this video is a sister to this. Probably same year. They share a lot of similarities with the types of valve gear, which again makes me think they were made at pretty much the same time, 1947, I believe. So we'll see what there is in store. Is there anything better than seeing Flyer get restored and back on the rails? It's just kind of one of the best things ever. So I'm jazzed about today's video, and certainly the one coming up behind it. So I hope you enjoy this, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you haven't clicked on the bell for notifications, would you please do that? It is amazing the discrepancy between how many people subscribe and how many people watch videos. So if you could do that, that helps a lot. Just a quick note about YouTube. There are all these things that it does to self-promote videos. So the more people that watch something, the more it gets spread around, and then the more that people see it. The other thing is the more that people that subscribe and that also view it, that also promotes videos. So anyhow, if you don't mind doing that, that would help a lot. And again, I'm after trying to promote this hobby, and so the more we can do to get the word out, I think the brighter future we'll have. So, all right, without any more delay, let's get going. Well, I decided to do this a little bit differently than I have other repairs. I'm going to kind of go step by step with where things are at after kind of going through everything, just to give some sense of the parts that are necessary to repair an engine in this particular state of affairs. So for starters, we have our front truck. It has a broken wheel. It is possible to replace that single wheel, but it's also missing the attachment assembly, and so I opted to replace the entire thing with like new front truck. Our boiler front is missing the lens that goes in here. It's also missing the bracket on the back. I thought I had one, but the bracket I have is for a different boiler front. So that was two more things that I have placed an order for. At the front of the locomotive, we have this piece here. These are called stanchions, and you can see this one is missing. So I ordered one of those. Here above the motor and chassis is a smoke tube. It's typically a rubberized plastic kind of material. This one is smashed, and so that's something else that I ordered. You may recall that it was missing the eccentric on the one side, so that's something else that I ordered, was the missing valve gear linkages. When it comes to the motor, I've ordered new fingers for the reverse unit, even though it looks like someone has replaced these, because this is a different material than the original fiberboard. At least I've never seen this kind of a hard plastic before. But they've got holes in them, so those need to be replaced. I've also ordered new brushes for the motor. These are pretty short, so even though the motor does run, Now these fingers are pretty well shot. I need to get new brushes for it. And probably once I get everything apart to replace the brushes and clean it, I'll probably also need to add at least one spacing washer because over time these get a little bit of wear front to back because of the torque. The actual armatures will move forward or backwards depending on the direction. And it's okay to have some movement, but you don't want to have excessive movement. I'll double check that one once I get to that point, have everything cleaned up. I was able to get the smoke and tender running. Well, there's even a little bit of smoke coming out of there, which is pretty amazing considering how the bellows is now showing how it's yeah, it's not doing much of anything. It needs new baffle material, demonstrated by the large gap here. Since I did see some smoke coming out of here, my intention is to not do anything with the insides, either the wick, gaskets at this point. So I'll get this replaced. I also ordered some new brushes for the back here of this motor. And if things work like I hope, that'll be all that's necessary for this particular repair, but time will tell. I was encouraged by the RPMs that this motor generated. That gives me a lot of hope. I also did not see any oscillation of the armature, which again, that gives me hope. This brush plate here in the back looks to be in great repair, so that's good. Now transitioning to the connecting between the tender and the engine. Gonna need all new wiring, new pins here. These are called, on the back here, these are called jack panels. The jack panel that was here was broken, so that needs to be replaced. The screw, it had one screw, that was an original, so I got two new screws. That's something else I ordered. This drawbar here was kind of rigged with some ingenious repair, but I'm going to try to actually repair it by pinging down what's left of the pins with the hopes that I'll get enough grab that this thing will hold. If that doesn't work, then it may necessitate actually drilling these out, threading them and putting screws in. I really don't want to go that far because that can be a bit challenging to do. The reason being, drilling out something isn't necessarily in the world, but you've got a cast here that's a little bit on the fragile side, and so you've got to have everything real nice and firm. I just rather this repair work if at all possible. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to buy a punch that will allow me to kind of round the little bit of metal that's sticking up here. And so time will tell if that repair will suffice or not. But and need a new light bulb. Obviously, I'm hoping that this tear here is not going to be a problem. And the lens hole or the bulb holder, if it is, I'll need to replace that too. So we've got a few accessories, bits and pieces that are what I would consider pretty important before progressing with getting this thing back on the rails. So that is where things stand at the moment. Oh, and this is this is what's left of the jack panel. You can see half of it is gone. So, all right, fun project. Looking forward to seeing it on the rails. Well, thanks for watching today. I hope you found this fun. Be interested in some of your feedback, trying some different things with format. I know you have the opportunity to see a lot of videos that I've posted by this point that kind of do the same thing, so trying to mix it up a little bit. I'd like to hear what you think. Well, until next time, God bless, take care, enjoy those American Flyer trains, and we'll see you.